The fear is always there, but of course you say do it afraid, right?
Yeah.
The fear is always there. Even right now, no matter how confident I am, there's still this tiny bit of, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right time for it? You know, what is it I have to do? What else do I need to do? I'm talking of, this is after winning Project Fame. So before then, it wasn't so bad.
Really?
After that, the pressure that you get if you're not careful. And I wasn't so careful to plan out what I wanted to do.
Right.
You know, the platform gave me everything they promised to.
Right.
It was beautiful. But then I was in a hurry. I wanted it right now. Yes. I mean, I just won. I should be on top of everywhere. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
yes.
that slowed me down, broke me down.
Yes.
You know, and that's where the fear started
coming from.
That I knew I wanted to sing. I knew that this was what I was supposed to do, but how? Why? When? You know, all those things, I didn't figure them out. But it was rough, thankfully, after winning something. So I still had some cushion.
Yes.
You know, so
your ego had something to rely on.
Exactly. I would step in some places and I wouldn't need to do as much work as I would have done. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah.
In your own case, even before Project Fame, you had done Nigerian Idol.
Oh, my brother, I had done everything. I had done Nigerian Idol.
Yeah.
I had done Nigeria Sings. I had done Sunday Best. In fact, Project Fame, the 5th edition, I had done 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you had done previous Project Fames?
My brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember I told you the fire, the passion was there, right? So every single audition or competition I saw. Yeah. In fact, I went for the one Casey Presh one.
Right. StarQuest.
StarQuest, I was there for.
You did StarQuest?
My brother, I didn't get into the house. The only ones that I got further than the auditions were Nigerian Idol and, of course, Project
Fame, yes.
You know, I felt like it was my time, and every time it wasn't, I would be bitter, I would lash out, you know, of course in private. At the audition, the judges, they didn't know what they were doing, they didn't know, like, they don't hear what I have, you know. But it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the right time. And all of those failures just prepared me for when I eventually got in and won. And I would say this, I was serious about it. It was a do or die affair for me. From the first attempt, and all this took about 5-6 years or so. From the first attempt to the 10th, which was Nigerian Idol. Nigerian Idol was when I got in and I thought, oh yeah, this is it.
Finally, yes.
Finally, I'm gonna get it. And then I was the first to be evicted, you know, and then the final one, the Project Fame. All the years of toiling and making a do or die affair, I decided, you know what, I'm going in here to have fun. That was the mentality I had, you know. I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I didn't know that was what I needed all along, you know, to focus on just being myself, not focusing on
trying to adjust to fit whatever you think they expect.
Exactly. I was there and I was myself. And so, yeah, to answer your question, that was the 11th attempt, you know, and as they say, rest is history.
What was the thing that now happened when this road wasn't opening the way you want?
I tried several times, had several videos, released music. I did what I thought I needed to do for music. It just wasn't happening. Maybe it was not the time again, I don't know. But in the moment it felt like, and I was an independent artist at a point, so I didn't have any record label, I didn't have any of that support. So it was all me. I would do music, get some money off of it, put it back into music. I was also working with Mike Karimu. Mike Karimu's been, I can never have my story without Mike Karimu. Mike Karimu was the one who took me in as his PA. Occasionally did some managing for him and his backup singer. So it sort of gave me a leverage in the industry as well. I was going to events. I was doing all the networking I needed to do, you know, for an artist to come up there. You know, all of these things I was doing. I paid my dues, you know. It just wasn't happening for me. But all along, I always felt like I could try my hands on acting. I always knew I wanted to do it. I always knew I could do it. Because I always have this mentality that as a singer on stage, as a stage performer, I was acting as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happened just right before I get on stage, I will go there and I will deliver, right? The fact that I was doing that gave me the courage to try acting. But the decision didn't come until I was so broke. So broke and hungry. I literally was hungry, not hungry for success, physically, bodily hungry. I hadn't eaten for days. And I couldn't afford, you know, I was borrowing from here to pay this, borrowing from here. It was a mess. So I had my car that I won, right? I had the leverage and whatever, but liquid cash, I didn't have it. I wasn't smart enough to convert all of these things I had at the time into, sustainability financially. I couldn't do that. So I was bored, broke, and hungry. And then I just remembered, wait, music is not the only thing I could try my hands on. I could try acting, right? And then just right as I was thinking about it on Galaxy TV, there was this audition that came up. I said, please. My mind just said, just go. It was right at, I think, Anthony, in Ikeja. So I went the next day. And I saw like 1 million people. I sat in the midst of them. And after about an hour or two, from the front, they came and said, we're done. If you have registered your name, we'll get back to you. We found those
the person we're looking for.
Exactly. So everybody was grumbling. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's not right for me. So I stood up. And the guy said, we found everybody, but you, please come. I said, well, okay. So I went and took me to some room with some other men sitting behind a chair. It was a weird look for me. I'd never been in such a situation. Give me a paper, read. So I just read. Because he said, read.
Yeah.
I just read. Yeah. And he asked me, oh, nice. So are you free? So I said, sir, I'm always free, sir. I'm always free. I have never been busy, And that's how I got my first role off of just reading.
You talked about fatherhood. You mentioned fatherhood. Yeah. And obviously, this is a significant event in your life, becoming a father. Why?
First of all, somebody calls me daddy. Daddy, I want this, I want that. It's a blessing to feel that unconditional love from someone who didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean? Probably would not even choose me if he had I don't want this one. But it's just a blessing. Also, mostly because of the time it happened. I wasn't prepared to be a father, I didn't know what I wanted from life. Right. Youthful exuberance at the time. I was still trying to find my feet, trying to figure out what I wanted from life, why I was here. I mean, I knew why I was here, but how, to navigate those waters, I didn't know. And then I'm now supposed to, cater to somebody. Somebody's life can be made or ruined because of me, like direct blood. How, My dad's a pastor, and I'm the first child. And then there was that disappointment that I felt like I'd let my people down, having a child out of wedlock. At what age? Your father is a pastor, Of course, my dad was not happy with me at the time. I got very depressed. I almost took my life. It was...
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was one of the lowest times of my life. I was so blinded by the negative sides or the seemingly negative sides that life showed me and I accepted. I was so blinded by that, I didn't see the blessings in it. My dad asked me a question. He says, how are you going to take care of this child? We're here for you, but you need to have a plan. I would write the exam to get a job and I would fail woefully. And they would give me an opportunity, another opportunity, and I would fail even worse. And I know I'm not dull. I know that I have something up here, but it wasn't working. Things were just upside down for me at the time. I remember we're all still young. Rick, Hassani, we went to school together, so we're all in a group. Not of singers. I mean, like we're all moving together, friends. Still very good friends, by the way. So I remember staying in my room for about 5 days, not coming out, not eating, not doing anything. And somehow, Victor Ademofe is a trumpeter and percussionist. He used to work with Mike Aremo at the time. He was on his band. Victor Ademofe somehow got an inkling in his spirit to come to me. So he left where he was, somewhere on the mainland or so, and came all the way. And there were people in the house. Sorry, it wasn't just me. I was in Mike Aremu's house. Mike Aremo had traveled. He was in America trying to do a Kenny G show. So it was just me and some other guys in the house. I didn't step out for 4 days. Nobody knew. I was just right in there. If they knew, maybe they knew and just figured I was okay. I don't know. But Victor came from where he was, came straight to the room and held my hand and said, what's wrong? What's going on? So in tears, I was bawling. And I didn't know how I articulated it. I let him know. He says, I know. I figure I've sensed it in my spirit. Now get up, let's go eat. Reluctantly took a shower, went to eat. I didn't automatically feel okay, like everything. No, it wasn't. It was a gradual process. After that, I remember also Sam Clef was very helpful. He had a studio very close to where we used to stay normally. And I would go there just to be around people, right? So it was one of those trips to his back from his place. I felt to myself, what if I just end it right now? You know, nobody's gonna miss me. I was actually in the middle of the road, and when you're calculating when to cross, I deliberately miscalculated deliberately so that I would be hit. And maybe this is a good idea, but then I think the fear of, I learned that if you do it, you'll go to hell. Is it true? I don't want to go to hell. Maybe it's a bad idea. And then something happened. I just maybe picked up the pace or slowed down a little more. And the car I still fell off the road. It brushed me and I fell. And some people came help me up, not knowing I tried to, And I think in my case, I don't know if this has happened to anybody who's attempted it. I think in my case, what the resolve to never try it again was the fear of it happening, So after that, my orientation about suicide and depression changed because I used to feel, why would you want to do that? Are you crazy? Look, sorry, after that time, I started to understand how that thing is more medical and more spiritual than we think. It takes over you, you don't know. It's not the decision that you are rightfully making at that time. Anyway, so all of that happened, and then I look back now and I'm like, really? I look at the very handsome young man. I'm like, really? This is what I was about to miss? This is whose life I was about to destroy? By my actions. By the actions I was about to take, I was going to take blindly. This little boy would have been fatherless. His trajectory would have been completely changed. For the better or worse, we don't know. But sometimes it's good not to take actions in the moment. Sometimes just take a breather. It's the most difficult thing to do, but sometimes that tiny little second could actually change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need you to subscribe, yo. And the reason is simple. The kinds of conversations, the kinds of words that we construct with our conversations on with Chude are driven by a vision of the kind of world I want to see. You are the most important person in this entire ecosystem. You subscribing monthly. So do go ahead, subscribe. Ask somebody else to subscribe. Advise somebody else to subscribe. Refer to someone to subscribe. It matters, truly. Thank you as we continue to be human together.